Today we're going back to the magnificent world of 2002. That's right, children under the age of 30, we're going to take a leap back in time about 54 years to be approximate and journey to the heart of the video game golden age. Our journey begins and ends with Christmas morning 2002. Mom and Dad whip out a wrapped package, and not the traumatic kind. Lo and behold, I was presented with a Nintendo GameCube, complete with a bunch of games I can't remember the quantity of. One of those games was a game known as Super Mario Sunshine. For anyone who lived through the same experience, I think you know just how fucking ball-rocking this experience was. We all saw the trailers on TV, we all saw the demos, and we all cried ourselves to sleep knowing we didn't have that sweet, watery Italian plumbing action. But finally, the day had come where my prayers were answered. The future was in my very hands. Fuck. Announced at the now legendary Space World 2001, Super Mario Sunshine was the flagship look-at-me title for the GameCube and perhaps the reigning champion platformer of the 6th generation. It was simple. If you had a GameCube, you had this game. Otherwise, you were an empty shell who mistreated your poor console. In fact, you couldn't avoid knowing about this title if you wanted to. This shit was fucking everywhere. Of course, this is all completely justifiable given the fact that the game proved, once again, Nintendo kicked fucking ass, and wasn't ever sorry about it. What was that? Other major game releases of 2002? I couldn't hear you over the sound of the angelic vocal cords of Charles Martinet.
Beautiful!
What's so great about Super Mario Sunshine anyways? Isn't it just another Mario game? Because every Mario game is the same? Well, for starters, Super Mario Sunshine took what made Super Mario 64 pretty cool and turned that shit up to 11 and just added water. This game not only introduced newer gamers to the franchise in a wonderfully unique way, but it took steps to further the evolution of the Mario platformer. We can immediately feel just how well Mario feels to move around. The best way I could describe this is accurate. Mario moves exactly in the direction you want him to when you want him to, without ignoring momentum either. It's pretty snappy. Much like a game I talked about before, Mario jogs at a very fine speed that, like any good platformer, allows you to enjoy the world and the gameplay all at the same time. In fact, it controls better than almost every future Mario platformer after this one. This accuracy and snappiness isn't quite the same in future installments like 3D World and Galaxy. Alongside that, almost every mechanic in 64 has been buffed to be even more useful, such as wall jumping and sliding. In conjunction with the also buffed basic movement, all this allows for a very fluid stream of actions when moving about the world. Rarely will this game ever betray you in terms of movement. The game also probably feels so good thanks to the controller. As is common knowledge, Nintendo teamed up with the all-star team of GANDI, the Power Rangers, Jesus Christ himself, and Goku to create one of the most confusingly perfect controllers of this dimension, the Nintendo GameCube controller. Perfectly crafted to be a literal work of art, it's a wonder that so much poverty and sadness still exists on Earth when this treasure of humanity inhabits our very plane of existence. Win some, you lose some, I guess. Holding this thing for the first time as a kid somehow felt like the next generation. The levels and environments of Sunshine are structured much like, if not almost exactly like, Super Mario 64 itself. Hub world, paintings, graffiti. One big, obvious change is the fucking humongous leap in graphical quality. I mean, we're talking about a single generation difference, but the fidelity of models, textures, and details in general are mind-blowing leaps and bounds over whatever the fuck this thing is. I mean, for the first time ever, Mario actually looked like fucking Mario. Official rendered art Mario. Even today, it's fairly impressive. Going around the islands of Isle Delfino, the hub world, we can almost feel the sunshine and gentle breezes grazing past our very cheeks. The vivid colors and playful art style jump out at the player. I can't emphasize enough just how much I enjoy looking at this game. It really is just a delicious serving of eye candy. All of this is built on a single new mechanic, the Flood. Essentially a fire hose jetpack, the Flood is eternally strapped to Mario's waist and shoots out water at a high velocity on command. Why do we need a portable nuclear super soaker? Well, that brings us to our story. Oh, yeah. This is one of those Mario games that actually contains a story, so hold on to your seats. To its credit, Mario Sunshine actually makes an effort to change up the formula of the whole Mario thing. Mario, Peach, and the adorable mustached elder Toadsworth decide to go on vacation. Upon landing, we notice that the runway is coated filthy with... what the hell? If that wasn't bad enough, the natives immediately blame Mario, who they literally watched step off the plane that almost crashed into that fucking mess. So it's here that we grab the flood, which someone just left lying around. We get a brief tutorial of how to use the flood using R to shoot and X to switch the nozzles. And we're off to wash away all the... Haha, wow, what a nightmare. So we fight this man-made abomination and grab our first Shine Sprite, our main collectible in the game. Already we're off to a good start. The world seems so colorful and bright, and the lighthearted tones are already...
Court is now in session.
The guilty party sits among us. It is none other than Mario.
Objection!
This is a real game on the Nintendo GameCube, made by Nintendo. We're immediately thrown into the world, and it's here that we're introduced to... what the fuck? What is happening? Also, how can, but... This seriously fucked with me as a kid. I could not believe what I was seeing. It's Mario, but he is water. This is a villain? What the fuck could this be? This alone was confusing, but then later on... So, okay, did the mask have actual, like, appearance-changing properties? Or is this like some TF2 spiral shit? Is it supposed to be the idea that everyone, including Mario, is so goddamn stupid that we couldn't see past his mustache and nose, and in seeing those visual cues, all we can see is Mario, like Superman? Dude. And then he captures Peach, goddammit! You little piece of shit! I'm going to chop your fucking head off! A lot of Sunshine's charm, much like any Mario game, comes from the levels themselves. Each level is based in this very islandy vacation sort of tropical setting and is centered around the theme of a giant resort, each being different locations throughout the island. Even the music has been given the tropical treatment. There's actually a humongous amount of levels in this game, like more than I can even remember off the top of my head. It's no wonder that the game manages to stay fresh and playable after long periods of time. I mean, look at all of this. We have the windmills, the harbor, the beach with those fucking things, the hotel, this place, and my personal favorite, the amusement park. Basically, this game is fucking huge as shit. Sunshine is so goddamn big that I actually have difficulty in covering ground on this game efficiently. Most of my memories with Sunshine involve specific moments or sections. A lot of these sections are also what I realized to coincidentally be some of the most infamous amongst gamers who played this game for days on end when they were younger, like myself. So, without further ado, I'm about to wake up some old memories for you, in completely random order. Remember Bob-omb Battlefield? Bianco Hills is definitely intended as its successor. Being the first real level the player is allowed to play in, the level starts off on a really nice path which quickly opens up to a larger space. We make our way through the level, fighting another creature from the depths of the Shadow Realm, and travel up the spiral to face Petey Piranha. This is arguably the most prevalent memory from the game, as it's really the first level and mini-boss challenge bundle that we get, much in the vein of 64. It's actually a very strange battle. When he opens his mouth, we literally have to just viciously shoot water directly into his mouth, and if you would fucking please stop interrupting me, then we have to slam our asses onto his stomach. And then he fucking dies from this. I can't really get behind this. I feel like I've just committed a war crime. Nonetheless, it's the #1 memory I have of this game. Mainly because it makes the player feel like their journey has truly started at this point. Some missions and levels will contain these very strange platforming stages, and these can get fucking infuriating if you don't get good. These levels are designed to completely and utterly fuck with you, using dirty tricks and challenges that can really test just how well you can handle the controls. Outside of them, getting to the entrance shows a cutscene where Bowser Jr. as Shadow Mario takes the flood away, which strangely he doesn't just keep forever, so that Mario's left on his own. You might notice that these designs bear a strange resemblance to the future installments. The biggest downside to all of these is that the MLG trick long jump was removed from this game for whatever reason, so your best bet for getting around is to buff this shit diving mechanic. These will get more frequent as the game progresses, and as such, they get progressively more aggravating. Some of these levels can just get... oh god, what the fuck? Fuck! God fucking Mario! Still having fun! Now we have the weird mini story arc that happens on the beach with the Wiggler and the Sandbird. This is probably the strangest series of missions that take place consecutively on one level. It begins with having to launch these weird monster things off of these giant mirrors so that they can reflect light onto the Sandbird's egg and destroy the Wiggler sleeping on top. What the fuck did I just say? So we have to push the monsters to the edge by blasting them with water and then slam Mario on the other side to launch them. It's kind of satisfying, actually. And infuriating. We finally get rid of the things I didn't bother to know the name of and realign the panels. Jesus Christ. So the Wiggler is destroyed, but totally not really, since the next level has you fighting a super pissed off version of him now. Fuck! To defeat him, we have to, like, shoot these weird things that shoot up weird formations in the sand and topple the Wiggler over. Then we have to get up on the Hydra's back and... wait, what? We have to get up on his stomach and slam our ass into his stomach. For the second time in this game. This is the weirdest fetish I've ever seen. Or maybe not. After this comes complete and utter torture. Nintendo decided that they fucking hated every inch of us and did their best to create a digital version of waterboarding just to fucking spite us like the vengeful deities they are. So this is what it's like to play jump rope with Satan. Our objective in this circle of hell is to collect all the red coins on the Sandbird. Where are we? It's not particularly a challenge to get a few of them, but make one wrong move and you'll end up falling. It is very easy to make a wrong move. This would be fine, except all of a sudden this asshole starts turning. God, I am having so much fun! Beating this level feels kind of like...
oh my God! It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Rico Harbor has some strange obsession with super bloopers. My favorite part of this whole level has to be the one where you fucking surf. If you want to know how to make a game really fucking good, just literally add surfing, and I will throw my full weight at that shit. It's actually really cool too. Each color squid has different specs. One of them goes faster and one of them has better handling. So picking your favorite color isn't always the best option. It actually controls just fine as well, which is something important to note, since getting the controls right for a minigame like this isn't very common. Sometime later, we come to my favorite area in the entire game, Pinna Park. Pinna Park? It's like a pineapple? This area is pretty self-explanatory, but it's a giant amusement park. It's really nice to look at, and it actually reminds me of when I would go to amusement parks when I was little, and I would see all the gigantic rides when I looked up. It also holds one of my favorite levels in the whole game as well. I mean, just watch this cutscene.
Did the perpetrator get away?
It felt like I was watching a movie trailer for my Nintendo game. Then all of a sudden, we get this thing. Oh shit, we gotta fight this thing. But how? This level is just pressing all the right buttons. Literally, our job is to shoot missiles at the Mecha Bowser, which holds Peach, while defending ourselves from the oncoming bullet bills, of which we can't exactly tell the direction from which they're coming, and they can chomp on your health pretty quickly. All while on the damn roller coaster. It doesn't exactly last long, but it's seriously one of the coolest sequences, and if you ask me, it's a great representative of what the GameCube can do. I remember playing this level countless times, just to go on the roller coaster. Serina Beach, or rather, that hotel level, holds some of the most interesting yet confusing geometry and level objectives ever. Our very first mission includes some sort of Creepshow 2 scenario in which something has coated the beach in slime. Slime that is electric, by the way. Pro tip from PG, clean that shit up before you talk to the hotel owner to minimize dealing with bullshit when this happens. Seriously, the resemblance catches me every time. So this giant, flat, translucent stingray will now come and spread even more slime. Alright, so now we have to avoid both him and the slime, and when we shoot him, he divides, and it's also, once again, disgusting. This battle becomes much easier when you master the art of the shotgun trick, which spreads your water over large areas and has a huge blast radius. Each of the little bastards will spread their own stream of slime, leaving the beach looking like even more of a mess than the beginning. I'm gonna go ahead and say that Nintendo learned their lesson with the difficulty of some of the Super Mario 64 levels, because Jesus Christ on a tricycle, if this level didn't just represent the insanity you encounter in this game. Super Mario Sunshine is frustrating, and difficult, and unforgiving, and kicks my ass to high hell, and I absolutely adore it in every way possible. I know it gets called out on whatever stupid flaws and criticisms it might have, and I couldn't possibly give a shit about any of them. If only because this game holds a very special place in my own heart, right next to games like Crash 2 and Animal Crossing. It's a game I find that I can always go back to and pick back up like I'm riding a bike. This game has been thoroughly embedded directly into my bone marrow and DNA. Playing through it again, I found myself remembering every track, level, and trick. It's such a strange testament to the powerful character and level design, and I guess the whole legacy of Nintendo as a whole. Hey everyone, it's PG here again. So I'd like to thank everyone for all the support they've been giving me. I'd like to thank everyone who subscribed, liked, commented, everyone at Face Punch, and everyone who's ever given me a single bit of good compliments. I'd also like to give a quick shout out to my actual real life friends who also like the video as well. Everyone seems to really enjoy what I do, and that just means the world to me. So thanks everyone in real life and on the internet, and whoever's real and not real, anyone who's tangible, intangible, all of you, anyone who's ever done any sort of bit of support for me. It all means a lot, I couldn't ask for anything more than that, really. I'd also like to thank some of the people. So I haven't really talked about this yet, but I've been able to talk to some really amazing people in the time that I've started the channel, and I can't really list them by name or anything, but it's happened on the forums and in the comments, and I really just want to say thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to talk to you, because that's what I'm all about right now. The main reason I have this whole thing up here is because I want to, as I said videos and videos ago, is that I wanted to make a connection to people, because that's what I like doing. It entertains me as a person, so please, feel free to tell me anything. Feel free to tell me all your Super Mario Sunshine stories. Tell me about your memories with it, because I would love to hear about it. I honestly, you don't understand. It's like, it fulfills me as a person when my videos inspire people to talk about their own experiences, because that's what I want. That's exactly what I want. So yeah, thanks to everyone who's done that, and I encourage everyone, all my subscribers or commenters or likers or fans, since I have one or two of those now, to just talk to me about, games. I want to talk. I'm not gonna shove anyone out of the way, and I'm never really gonna change that. I'm gonna be doing this for a while, and I have a few more videos up my sleeve, so, I'm here to stay. So, please, feel free to talk to me. Give me a private message me on YouTube, leave a comment, anything. I mean, and, if you really don't want to or don't feel like it or are too embarrassed, then, feel free to show your support in any way you can, because any little bit helps right now. Any little bit will help me out in the grandest way you could ever imagine. So I'm gonna sort of cut this a little bit and say that thanks to everyone once again. I know I say it a lot, but I'm not gonna stop saying it, so thanks a lot. If you want to go watch the next video, then there's a link there. If you want to watch the previous video, then the link is also right there. If you want to subscribe, then there's a button somewhere around here. I can't remember what the layout looks like right now as I'm recording, so yeah. Thanks so much for the support, and I love you.